So we are on the floor in my living room, just chilling on this hardwood floor. Very, very normal behavior, if I do say so myself. But yeah, before I get into this video, I just want to remind everyone that this is a fashion channel, so I am wearing a fabulous outfit that I am so grateful for because it pulled me out of the biggest creative clothing rut ever. Well, that's dramatic, but yeah, I'm just happy that I've found a little bit of a creative spark. So you will see the full outfit throughout this video, but I wanted to do a little journal with me video because I want to start expressing myself in more creative ways and in different creative ways on this channel. I have always loved journaling and writing, and I haven't really been training that creative muscle recently, and I thought that I've always wanted to have it as a part of my creative process in general. Even with photography and styling and just visual art in general, writing and storytelling is something that I really appreciate and value. Now, I'm hyping it up a little bit. It's not going to be storytelling. We're not going to do something crazy here. We're just looking at prompts together and reflecting and having fun, and that's it. But I wanted to be on the floor because I wanted to spice things up a bit. I was really bored, and honestly, in an all-around creative rut, apart from my photography and styling. So my videos, I was just like, I wanted to do something more fun. So here we are doing something random and a little bit weird, but let's get into it. So my first prompt is, what's something you would do if you weren't afraid? So this is a prompt that I visited about a year ago because I entered the fashion industry as a stylist assistant in 2019, right before the pandemic, and I started photography assisting in 2021, and I've had the two for a while. And then in the summer of 2023, I just fell apart, let's say. Like, I just got so freaked out by life and how tumultuous being freelance is. I actually just went through a breakup, and that was shifting my mind, my priorities, what I wanted, how I wanted to live. Did I want to live the freelance paycheck to paycheck? What is happiness? So I was contemplating those things, right? But after 6 months of living like that, getting a part-time job, finishing school, completely living without my fun little assistant days where I didn't know where I was going to end up until I showed up to work, blah, 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 excitement, stress, hustle, but very fulfilling for me. So without that, I was really sad. I don't want to be in the same place every day, no matter how comfortable, easy, money, independent, I don't know, it could make me. It just wasn't what I wanted. And so I remember writing down this prompt a year ago that said, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And I thought I would be back into assisting. It's kind of really cool prompt for me because then when I journaled about it, it was really leading me to look deeper into what I really wanted from my life. And even if it was the harder route, I really wanted it. So I went for it, and I'm really happy because I have gained so much confidence in it. It's really a place where you do need confidence because there's a lot going on, and it's a very quick-paced industry, and you have to be positive and happy and also just strong and determined, and I found that more within myself. And so the days that I've had assisting, proceeding that whole question I had with myself and that little mini break from the industry I took, that was barely even a break, but enough to feel it. I've felt like those days have been my best assisting days ever because I really found myself in a position where I was like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. Oh my God, I need to go back to what I love. And now I'm like embracing it so much and so excited. And then another thing that really made me realize that I needed to be back in the industry was that when I was outside of the industry for 6 months, that's when I started my YouTube channel. And it was almost like when I couldn't work in fashion, what do? I need to get this out there. I need to create a creative outlet for myself. So then I started making fashion YouTube videos. I was pursuing the thing that I thought I didn't want to do because that was kind of the only avenue I had at that time where I was kind of actively not assisting artists. It's really funny, but yeah, that's where I am now. And it's all because of a prompt, so we love that. So now we see the full outfit and I'm obsessed. These are some really beautiful Maison Margiela boots that I found at Buffalo Exchange. Jean Paul Gaultier skirt. It's an extra, extra, extra large. So it's tied up, and if you see the back at all during this video, no you didn't, because the back is not your business. And then we have this beautiful Anna Sui jacket. I don't usually wear a full vintage designer look, but I'm reveling in it right now. It's really fun. So we're gonna love that. We're gonna vibe. Anyway, the next prompt I have is, what are you most proud of? And for me, kind of hand in hand with the previous question, but I feel like I'm very proud of the fact that I'm determined, motivated, and I've stayed calm throughout the process. Because yeah, I really do work in a tumultuous industry. And not only that, but the concept of freelance is always going to be tumultuous, chaotic. You never know what's gonna happen. You don't have like retirement savings or healthcare. But I don't know, I just really need to be like this. But I'm really proud of myself for not panicking. I guess I did panic at one point and thought I was gonna like not handle it. But at the moment, I'm just proud of myself for staying calm, determined, and hopeful through it, because really it's a game of luck as well. And I don't know, I just have faith in my life, I guess. I don't know. It seems weird to say, but I just feel like everything's gonna work out the way it's supposed to work out. Whatever's meant for me will reach me, whatever's not won't. And I will always know where I have to go in life. Let's say I'm 30 and I can see that I've not grown a single bit in this industry or in pursuit of my dreams. I'll know when it's time to dial back and figure something out. But at the same time, I just cannot even picture that. I'm like, that's not gonna happen. Like, it's gonna work. I believe in it. And I also think that that's how everyone should think. I think that everyone should just be like, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's not delusional in my opinion. I just feel like that's the only thing you have in this kind of world, in that kind of dream that you have. It just has to, or I don't know. I just feel like I need to be it's gonna happen or I'm gonna die trying kind of person. Masochistic. I'm happy. I'm happy. And yeah, I think when you're in a situation where all you have is your own hope and your own trust in yourself, that's what it is. And you have to embrace that. Maybe I'm too positive, but I think it's nice to be positive. I'm like, do I want to speak? I don't know. I don't want to like speak for other experiences because I know it is a really hard industry, but I just think, yeah, all we have is our own hope and belief in ourselves to get us through. I'm also proud of the way that I view my life and I view the people in my life, because this is kind of a cutthroat world in general, just in life, in the world, not even just in one industry or whatever. But growing up through high school, navigating friendships and social situations, there's a lot of just uncaring, fleeting, and super quick to, I don't know, just people who are in general clout chasing, even if it's not, like, I mean just in life. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of people who are looking out for just themselves. And even though it is hard to create that space to look out for other people, I'm always doing that, and I always try to make sure that everyone around me is comfortable, and that's pretty much like one of my biggest priorities. And yeah, I don't like tooting my own horn. I don't want to do that, but I like that I have energy for other people. That's basically the key phrase that I mean to say. I like that I'm able to think about those things and see where I fit. I don't always put myself last or prioritize everyone else but me, but I know how to balance that. I might just take this part out because it's kind of embarrassing to say. It seems like one of those things that make more sense when they're experienced rather than told, but I don't know. My journal is not going to see me in the wilds. The journal only sees what I write into it. It's kind of funny though. It's like a journal is, in a way, your own delusions or your own kind of, like, let's say a psycho or a narcissist is journaling and they're writing something that ends up being really beautiful, it's kind of like that journal might seem so authentic and genuine and real and beautiful and nice, but it's like someone else's like bias and delusions. But I guess if I'm worried about that, then it's not me. Anyway, the next prompt that I have, my little book, is what scares you the most? And I guess that answer is pretty simple because I want things to work out. So what scares me the most is things not working out. I don't know. I think prior to my current mindset on the world is maybe it would scare me the most if I didn't meet the love of my life or if that didn't happen. And some reason, I don't really think about that much anymore. Maybe it's because I'm still young enough that I think if it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out in time. And when you're 23, you're not really always meeting the love of your life because people who are 23 are still young and exploring and adventurous and finding themselves in this world. So I think it's very normal to not think that I'm scared of not falling in love at the moment, but hopefully, whatever. That is not a fear yet. But what does scare me is if I put all my time and dedication into something, like my fashion dreams, and it doesn't work. But at the same time, I don't regret anything. I don't regret how slow I've navigated through the industry because it's been like 6 years, I guess. I mean, it was during COVID as well, so there's some time chopped off, granted, but it has been slow. Because I started when I was a freshman in college, so I took longer than someone who started when they graduated and had all the free time in the world would. But at the same time, no regrets. I'm happy about how slowly I've found my confidence when it comes to assisting stylists and photographers. I don't regret how slow it's taken me to learn certain bits of lighting equipment. I don't regret how long it's taken me to get my confidence. So maybe if it all doesn't work out, I will be fine with it. But I don't know. I definitely have fears, but maybe I'm also just very go with the flow. What is something you need less of? I'm going to answer this one in a funny way and then in a good way. So the funny way is I need there to be less clock ticking during my day because there's not enough time to do everything, and so less of that would be great. Okay, the real way is I need less days where I wake up and I feel like I'm in a planning mode where I'm just saying to myself all day, need to start doing that, need to start doing that. Less days of that because I need to remind myself that I can just wake up and do the things that I want to do and that I don't have to plan them out the day before, because I'm saying it like I want to make more videos that are like this, where I'm in a weird position, in a weird place. I don't even know. I want to make more cinematic styled outfit videos and stuff like that, even little short form ones. And instead of being like, okay, I have this idea, I'm going to do that soon, I should just do it, because it's not like it's a huge production. I can literally get up and decide to do something fun if I want to. So the next prompt we have is what brings me peace? And it's a funny question because when people think of peace, they think of happiness, what makes them happy, a good day. Yeah, because peace is what we want. For me, my happiness is really when I'm fired up or fired by a creative idea. And so I don't have peace when I'm happy, which is kind of funny, but I don't know, that's also normal because people get excited. But I think that peace is in my life when I'm detached from things that I'm working on, things that are really making me excited, things like that. So when I'm going to the gym, I'm stuck in the world that I am. I'm in a gym class, I have to just pay attention and do what we're doing together, or I'm on my own and I'm in a situation where if I wanted to start working on a project, I kind of couldn't do that. Peace is kind of when I'm forced to be away from the things that are really exciting, because I also find peace when I'm hanging out with my friends, because nothing else matters when you're with your friends. So that's a moment of peace, because peace, I would say, is really being present And yeah, when you're with your friends or even your family or just people that you love and spend time with, it's really just the best to be in the present. You're not distracted by what's going on in your brain all the time, the things that are swirling around and happening. What is my dream life? Describe in detail. I don't want anything except the comfortability to do what I love without having to worry. I don't want anything in particular when it comes to my dreams. Of course, there are really cool things that could happen if everything goes well, but I'm not really making a list as much as I'm living in the moment and just hoping things lead me to a place where I want to be. And I don't know. I think there's merit in both. I think it's great to have a list, and maybe I will someday adopt a list and make a mood board. I'm like kicking my feet. Okay, I'm gonna stop because yeah. I could easily make a mood board and start dreaming of specific things because maybe they will shift my focus. Maybe if my dream is to shoot a Miu Miu campaign, my photos will start looking like a Miu Miu girl is posing in them. Or if I wanted to shoot for Vivienne Westwood, maybe I would take on some more punk and interesting styling with draping and focus on that world in my own places and work. So I could see where it can shift focus, and that can be really great. But for me, I really just want to be able to support myself and enjoy my day to day. I want to be able to do the things that I love to do on any scale, as long as I feel like I'm not starving and struggling and a starving artist in the process. I want to get to a point where life feels normal, because in a freelance world and in the fashion industry, there are very different months from each other. There are very slow seasons, there are very, very fast-paced seasons, and you never really know what's gonna happen around the corner. Even if you are doing really, really well, things slow down. So I guess I don't want things to be the same and normal and comfortable every day. I don't mind a little chaos, but I just want it to be realistic at some point. And I don't know, it's not that it's not realistic, but I definitely just want to feel like I can make a living, and not even in a lavish way. I would like to live a modest life that is funded by my creative dream. What is my most recurring feeling, and what's the root of this feeling? FOMO? Yeah, it's definitely FOMO. And the thing is, I kind of live a decent ways away from most of my friends. So I'll get into a rut where I'm kind of just at home all the time and I don't really see my friends, and I become a no person. I'm doing this, I'm too busy, I'm doing that, I don't feel like it. And then suddenly I'm like so sad because I haven't gotten out of the house other than to go to work, and I miss my friends. So that's a very big recurring feeling for me. It's the whole forcing myself into FOMO. So I think I need balance, because I, at the moment, just follow my instincts. Let's say I'm in a party mood and I go out a couple times in a row, but then suddenly I'm too tired to do that. So then I'll stop doing that. And I like the idea of kind of following the instinct. Oh, that's my phone. I thought my camera was like giving me a warning because it's red, but it was just my phone. So I'll get into moments where I'm in a party mood and I go out a couple weeks in a row or nights in 1 week or whatever. And then I'm done. I'm tired. So then I don't do anything and I just focus on work, and then I'm getting cabin fever again. So then I start going out again. But it's kind of like this going out, staying in, going out, instead of this balanced week. And I don't really know if I need a balanced week or if it really will matter or affect me, but maybe that's a way to get rid of this recurring feeling, because the FOMO feeling I tend to feel more than the I'm tired and I want to do nothing feeling. I don't know. But there's definitely better ways to do it and better ways to balance everything. So maybe I should just figure that out. If I had any job in the world, what would it be? So I obviously have a dream to be a more established photographer and fashion stylist, but all of my inspiration for art comes from music, and I've always loved music and the idea of being in a band and touring and fun, just like making music, because it's just such an impactful and powerful expression of the mind and emotions and experiences, and I'm obsessed with it. The whole world that is built around being a musician, from the imagery, because I love obviously visual art, to the music itself, it creates this beautiful world around a person and around a group of people, and I've always just loved the idea of that, but it seems harder to me. For some reason, I've always gravitated towards just creating visual art instead of making music, and I think there's a reason for that. I think I'm very much happy with what I'm doing right now, but if it was given to me on a silver platter, I probably would want to be a musician. I played the piano when I was younger, when I was around 10, 11, 12, but I gave it up for high school and focusing on my schoolwork. And as soon as photography entered my life and then fashion styling, I knew that I didn't have enough time to really dedicate to the piano. And I've never really loved my voice. I think over time I've actually just started singing more in my car, and I've grown to like my voice a bit more. It's definitely not the kind of voice that you're like born with it and you have it kind of voice. It's pretty, I don't know, you know. But I like hearing myself sing now a little bit more than I used to. And who knows, maybe I'll take it up as a hobby. I'll do it for fun. I'll get some singing lessons. I will pick the piano up again or learn how to play the guitar, something like that. I think that would be really fun. But that's my dream job if it was really just given to me, like, you can do this right now, and everything would go well and perfectly. That would be fun. Do I like my daily routine? Why or why not? I really don't have a daily routine. Take this morning, for example. I didn't have anything booked for today. I woke up at 10, which is kind of late. 7 a.m. I had a message, and then I was out working. And now I'm back and filming a video. So that's how my day went. I did two things, that and this. But I really don't have a routine. I go with the flow. I wake up on a day off, I get myself ready for the day, I sit on my computer for a bit, then I go and eat a tuna toast with chili flakes, salt, pepper, basil, mayo, and sriracha sauce, and onion powder, and it rocks. And sometimes it's on whole wheat bread, and I'm obsessed. And then I go about my day, do more work and stuff. Sometimes I'll film a video, sometimes I will just plan and think about other things, do other things. And then like around 5 o'clock, I'll eat poached eggs on toast, and then I'll go to the gym, and then I'll come back and do more stuff on my computer. Or if I have plans, I'll spend a day with my friend, or if I have work, I'll spend the day doing work. Honestly, that's just so normal and regular. It's the idea of a routine is kind of a lot, you know? Like, I mean, it's not. This is really just like a dumb way of phrasing things. Like, a routine is a lot. Like, it's really not. But I just don't think that anyone really has a routine, unless they do. There are so many TikToks where it seems like people do the exact same thing every day. I'm not even getting into the waking up at 2 a.m., dunking your face in Saratoga ice water, and then diving for 4 minutes, defying gravity. No. But the routines you see online are just not. I feel like, do I value living in the moment and just doing whatever happens? Maybe, because I feel like we're creating such rigid structure for ourselves in today's culture and ideas about routines and self-care, and I feel like it's so valuable to just go with the flow. Maybe it's because I like not having a job that gives me routine that I just feel this way, but I don't know. I like the idea that people are fluid and more realistic and not robots. Is it weird that the routine kind of feels like a robotic situation as we're going into this AI world? Is that weird? Are we being trained to become one with robots? Okay. Think of a person you truly admire. What qualities do you like about that person? So this is kind of hand in hand with the whole music idea, but I like when people have a world around them. And for me, that kind of means that their creative process and their authenticity and their hopes and dreams are so apparent in front of you that they're just so powerful of a person. You can see their creative mind working with them whenever you see them. And I don't know. I would say that it is different from having a curated life online. Because I'm talking like greats in history, like Stevie Nicks. Let's say you saw Stevie Nicks in the supermarket and you're just like, because I feel like even in regular clothes and just a regular day for her, she would have an aura. And that's what I find really cool about some people. Honestly, the most random thing to admire, like, I also admire people's kindness, but I think that that goes without saying. Like, take for example, when I meet someone in the industry who is just so nice and just kind and cares about people's well-being, that leaves a huge impression on me, but I think that that goes without saying. I feel like I wanted to answer this in a bit more of an individual kind of way or an inspiration based way, and so I think it's when people have a magical aura about them because of their creativity and their life. When you are so authentically true to yourself and true to your creativity and you go full force in making the most beautiful art, but then you share it with people just by being so nice and so welcoming and so, I don't know, because I think artists are successful the best when they're truly curious about people, and that's so important and so special. Like, the curiosity of people is what drives art, and it's such an obvious thing that goes overlooked. That's it. That's all I have in my little notebook, and I hope it was fun to reflect and think about things because, I don't know, I had fun. I'm seeing the absurdity of making a video like this. Trust me, trust me, trust me. It's always been my favorite kind of thing to see. It was like aesthetic. Like, I cannot say that with a normal reaction, but I've always loved those kinds of videos that are cinematic and cool and just had a little bit more production value, and I kind of wanted to do that. But I do see the absurdity. It's like when TikTok made romanticizing your life a thing, and I'm just like, what is this? Because then everyone's kind of doing these weird videos where they romanticize their life, and I don't really know what it is. But at the same time, that's kind of what I enjoy doing. I love listening to people's thoughts that, like, why even say anything to the internet? I just feel like, who am I to say random stuff to the internet? I don't know, but it's really fun. So I had fun. I hope you did too. And I hope you wrote down some journal prompts and did them with me and gave me some company in writing, because I love that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you wrote down some prompts and some answers with me, kept me company in this writing day, and I will see you next time.